Welcome back to Bat Fridays here on One Comic Book a Day, which after a few months we are finally finishing Batman 17 with the final story, The Adventures of the Vitamin Raiders. Maybe they'll team up with the Cavity Creeps. Where to begin with this story? What I can give Golden Age Batman credit for is it's always pretty good at the opening, introducing our villains, getting us right into the action, setting up what the story is about. Always pretty good, and it's a stark contrast to Superman, which has its issues when it comes to actual structure. The usual Golden Age Batman opening we've been seeing is Batman fighting some mobsters. Like, we join in the middle of a fight, they get away, and this is who he's dealing with for the rest of the story, even when it is a villain of the month or week, however you want to put that when they're in the comic. Batman has these bigger rogues who are memorable, and thanks to Bill Finger's gimmick book, have really wonderful theming that makes them stand out and makes them memorable. And the introduction page to this, showing us sort of a Phantom Raider, kind of gives us like a Gordon's Fisherman, and an evil Gordon's Fisherman with like a cloth mask with a question mark on it. That's, of course, not what it's going to look like. But it is immediately disappointing when we meet the Phantom Raiders. And my God, do they say Phantom over and over and over again so we get the damn point? It's like the ship they rob is full of marketing execs for them. The Phantoms, they were like phantoms. Anyway, we are introduced to the Phantom Raiders on a ship that is capturing sharks for shark fin soup. They actually refer to them as fin sharks, which is not a type of shark. Or someone just had a massive misunderstanding about sharks. This is all because shark fin soup's apparently high in at least vitamin A from what I've looked at. Laws against shark hunting were not a huge thing at that time. We've had more international laws, especially since like 2000, to stop this. So you can't ding it there. I'm not a huge fan of the shark hunting. I like it when Batman ends up underwater and having to fight a shark with a knife. Having him be involved with capturing some sharks, like a whole school of sharks somehow. It's actually probably not the term for a group of sharks. It's definitely not a murder, but that would be thematic. When the Phantom Raiders come in and steal their cargo, the sharks, the Phantom Raiders are immediately disappointing, and this is where we kind of start the choppy waves of the story. They're kind of in purple, just gangster suits with maybe a mask or at least a shadow. They're just gangsters. They're basically being pirates, and we're not even going with pirate theming. They're just generic gangsters. And they're special because they disappear. I mean, come on, guys. Have a little bit more fun with the design here. Maybe it's because it's not Bill Finger, but Joseph Green who's doing this story. That's probably part of the problem. The other massive problem is the panels are bursting with dialogue. I mean, sometimes taking up most of the panel, making it unbearable to read most of the time. There's so much dialogue and explanation to things I can see. And doesn't need explanation. Bunch of guys are disappearing on a ship. Good mystery. I don't need it overly explained to me, and also them saying Phantom over and over again so I get the damn point. The Phantom Raiders just disappear. So Batman and Robin, who happen to be on vacation, they're also really upset because they tried to tie the motivation and the anger over this to the shark fin soup being fed to the soldiers, because the soldiers, as we are in World War II, need their vitamins. This is ignoring the fact that wartime food to our soldiers is generally pretty terrible. I don't think they're getting the shark fin soup. So I have no idea how that tastes. Maybe it's really cheap and awful. But the indignity he has about this, it's just a long way to go, especially if we're doing sort of a pirate story. You can have pirates attacking our battleships or something. It's just too far away from the actual war for them to pull a, oh my God, the troops at us. Especially the fact nothing about the war is brought up after that. So they end up working on a ship, the same ship that keeps getting robbed, which is pretty evident that someone there is working for them, and that ends up being true. What's the solution to the big mystery? Well, they're flying a blimp. Sky pirates. And they're just creating so much smoke that they get in and out. I think a blimp that close would still make a lot of noise that you'd be aware of something being wrong. And then there's still like half a story left. And really, my memory of what's happening, and I just read this story, kind of falls apart. They they end up at their hangar, and then they end up on the ship and take them out, grab their leader. That's it. But it takes that long because there is a lot of explanation and dialogue happening in between those two things, and some fights. I wouldn't say the fight of them on the Phantom Raider ship from the first place is all that different from the second climactic fight. Basically the same fight. They just get the element of surprise because there's no smoke around and they jump off the blimp. Doesn't even feel like they learned anything special to take them out. What I'm saying is, great first act, nothing of a second and third act. There's also a part of the story where Batman shoots a shark that's on the ship. This is one of their attempts as they're kind of building towards things to get some action, and I just did not enjoy watching Batman use a rifle. This is already after the era of him using a gun. Even if he was shooting one at Robin, have him do something. Where's the shark repellent? Oh my god, I went this long without a shark repellent joke? I didn't even think about the shark repellent until this moment. What is wrong with me? Okay, that is it from Batman 17. The Adventures of the Vitamin Raiders. Why not the Phantom Pirates or something? Vitamin Raiders. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos up. I do this Monday through Friday. But Mondays and Thursdays, I cover a Superman story, or a Superboy story as it stands, in Superman, Action Comics, Superboy, Adventure Comics. And please join us next time. Same Bat Day, same comic book channel. Have a great